Hey everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here, and today we're going to do a crypto news update. So welcome to the news today. If you want to get more of these types of videos, then please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want, also join the cryptocurrency community group. I'll put a lot of my calls in there, a lot of information, keep you up to date with what's happening in the crypto market. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is Bittorent. So Bittorent are launching on Tron. Now, these guys, it feels that they're trying to legitimize themselves by creating this token, because in reality, people are used to this sort of service they've provided for absolutely free. It's sort of where you go. Now, there is a payoff in the sense that you always paid with your bandwidth, but then there was always elements of, you downloaded small bits and you were seeding and you didn't always get everything that you needed. I remember experimenting with the service, and it was okay sometimes, and sometimes it was pretty naff. So I think there's a mixed experience for different people. Now, they have talked about that there will be more functionality for the token, so they've talked about content delivery. Now, there are other people already working on content delivery formats using a token, and they raised some huge money. So again, they've got some key competitors in the market. They're looking at file storage. Again, I probably think that market's fairly saturated at this moment in time. Then privacy protecting proxy services. That was a mouthful. So they're going down that route. Again, probably haven't seen so much on that side. But I think that the biggest thing is when you've got a token, it has value and you need to use it within the system. So many people may think that now they have to pay for this particular service, because obviously it was very much decentralized, downloading before that you didn't pay for. Now it's sort of decentralized, but now you have to use this token to be able to, or contribute at least, into the ecosystem. Now, there's lots of elements there. Will it work? I'm not 100% sure. But what I am clear about is that by going after this particular market, especially with Bittorent, they have 100 million users every single month. So, let's say 0.1% of those are hardcore crypto users. There is a whole market of people that aren't, that they could influence to come into the crypto market. So again, it could be a really good thing for cryptocurrency in a whole. So Japan's FSA are really looking to crack down on crypto. There are a few legal loopholes at the moment, and they're really looking to close those down. So we already know that, Mt. Gox and all the rest of it, there was a lot of due diligence and a lot of regulation around exchange and stuff. But where you have things like the crypto pyramid schemes, I'm still getting inboxes from people about, they'll send me stuff from mining schemes where you can make crazy money back. We know that these are a scam. If someone comes to you and say, do this mining thing, it's really profitable, trust me now, there's another article at the end. Mining at this moment in time is not profitable. So if anyone comes to you with that information, they're talking out their arse basically. So back to business. But basically, these guys in Japan, they scammed everybody for like $69 million. I think most of that was in Bitcoin, about 4.4 million in cash. So, there's lots of things going on. But when they're looking to close this loophole, and this is the golden nugget, really, is that they're looking to potentially release an ETF. So take the first bit of knowledge, but this second bit, that is the big thing for me in terms of ETFs. We've seen the Chicago Board of Options looking at all these types of things, and we haven't seen, keep putting it back, but it looks like Japan might take the lead in this. Now we have the Ethereum Classic 51% attack. Now this is interesting because Ethereum Classic was one I used to trade back in the day. I haven't touched it for a long time really. Now, if you don't know what 51% attack is, it literally is when someone has more than 51% of the mining and they're able then to amend the blockchain, because obviously they can create empty blocks and do lots of different things, and then they can create double spend, which means you can spend the crypto and then pretty much wipe it away from the blockchain and then go and spend it again. And that's one of the critical things about having lots of different miners and having the hash power shared around, rather than someone having quite a dominant position, because then they can do these 51% attacks. So that's just very basic overview. So this attack happened on the 5th of January. So it's very fresh. Now, there was a few people said, oh no, it was just someone being selfish on the blockchain, but Coinbase were all over this. They said it was more sinister, and they tried to double spend $460,000, which is over 88,000 Ethereum Classic. So it was a hefty chunk. The big thing here is that at that moment in time they had 60%. This miner still continues to have over 45% of the hashing power, according to Gas Tracker. So, you know, it's a bit of a concern for people. But then at the same time, they're earning something like 30,000K in block rewards. So it seems a little silly that they would go and try and do this double spend, trick the system. I think a lot of people are in crypto for the greater purpose rather than trying to con and scam everybody. Now, there's a lot of scammers out there, you know, if they can get the easy money, they will. They're just scum. But most people in crypto aren't like that. They are really genuine, humble people thinking about the bigger picture, you know, crypto for the masses. There's always going to be scammers out there, no matter what wherever you go. There's always someone that's trying to cheat or scam or find a shortcut. And unfortunately, you know, that 0.1% spoils the game for everybody else. It gives crypto a bad name. These 51% attacks, it doesn't do anything good for crypto. It just highlights, oh, it potentially isn't an immutable blockchain that people can't hack. It now is, unfortunately, and we need to sort of move away from that if we want everybody else to get involved in crypto, because that's the bigger picture and that's what we're all here for. So the Japanese giant GMO internet group have gone into mining. Now, they've obviously been doing it for some time because they've just announced losses of $320 million. That is an eye-watering amount. Now, we already know that Bitmain has closed a lot of their operations, especially in Israel, and obviously they're looking at potentially closing down other sections of their business because the mining element isn't as profitable anymore. The GMO group are looking to restructure and relocate, so they're not getting out of the game, they're just looking to refine what they're doing right now. And they have been getting better rewards, so the amount of Bitcoin that they've actually been getting has pretty much doubled. Now, obviously, the amount isn't the same, but the big thing here is that there are less people mining, a lot of people switch their miners off, therefore, you know, you could take advantage of that as a miner and increase your hashing rate. One thing I'm looking at the moment is, do I switch my miners back on because they were unprofitable for a while, but it looks like, especially with Litecoin on the rally, that we could go back into profit again. That was the news for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on my next video.